Hey everybody, this is Dustin, your RV specialist. So I'm back up here on this Brinkley. It's a Air 295, I think is the number of it. But anyways, I like their ladder setup. They got a really good ladder setup. I'm a little disappointed though. Again, I'm not trying to rag on them. It's production. There's a bunch of bubbles and wrinkles in all the material up here. The other thing that I'm really concerned with is, see that rear cap? That rear cap has got no sealant over any of those screws. And then everything else on the roof is still pretty good. So I already got up here and did like a quick look around. The ladder station's still really good. Things that I noticed right off the bat when I came up here is, I don't know if the customer was in a hailstorm, but the back of this air conditioner, see all the impact damage from like a hailstorm? So that's been through there. You know, the attic vent, they sealed that up nice and thick. The the Max Airs are sealed up real good. They gooped the heck out of all the mounting bolts. So if anybody ever wanted to put like the covers on them, good luck, you know, but they sealed them because usually people don't seal those. Skylight must have came on with it because same thing, they sealed it too, nice and thick, but they smeared their tube. And you can see the smear here that they made, drizzle that they didn't really wipe off too well. Smear here, drop some there. You know, again, these usually come out of a big, like 55-gallon drums instead of like what we use, like tubes. Same thing, just they could have done a better job. You know, smear here. There's a lot of wrinkling around here as well. And actually, to me, again, I'm not knocking them, but it looks like this whole area, this whole entire area was over glued. So the OSB is kind of all wavy and wrinkly. The other thing I found, again, this air conditioner up here, hail damage to it. And so these are those new Furrions. Unlike other stuff over here, like that Dometic ACs or the Colemans or anything out here on the yard, these coils are so close to the back, there's nothing to really protect them. So, you know, if you're watching this from Furrion, you need to space that out a little bit more, guys, to kind of give it some kind of shielding, because you can see all the duct work over there and there's nothing over here to really protect it. So worried about those coils getting damaged. Same thing up top here. You can see where they started to caulk it and then they stopped, and then it's real thin right there, and then they went on down, and again, messy on top of the vent. They did the same thing over here. They started real thick and then they stopped and made a mess and then didn't continue on. The other thing is, this has already got a broken screw. You know, this is a 2025. You know, the sealant up here is already separated, letting loose on the corners. I myself, in my other videos, you see, I usually take and put some sealant on the cross of the insert molding on top just to prevent water from getting in there when it's setting. So, I don't know. I had a little bit better hopes for them, but same kind of issues. You know, they need to slow it down. They need to talk to somebody in production on not just this manufacturer, but a lot of them. We continue to see a lot of the roofs that are over glued. If you contact Dometic or Dicor, or you contact Alpha, and they tell them, hey, if I over glued my roof accidentally, what's going to happen? They're going to tell you that it's going to wrinkle and distort the OSB underneath of it. You know, because the glues always stay kind of wet and tacky. I do see another thing. I see a lot of debris and stuff underneath the roof where they didn't clean up the surface good before they did glue it down. And then, again, all the impact damage from the hail. And then, of course, so here there's a ripple, and so on. You know, but I would suggest that this rear molding be resealed, that the four corners be doctored up, that screw be reinstalled. Roof needs to get scrubbed and cleaned, obviously. There's only one awning. Actually, yeah, that's stuff popping on the roof when I'm walking on it, because it doesn't sound like it's screwed down very good or stapled very good. It's probably staples. But, you know, where the sheeting and stuff is creaking and popping, which is not good. So, and you can, of course, you can see every seam mark. See all the lines for each one of the seams. We usually take and net them or tape them. We haven't had the opportunity yet to take apart a Brinkley roof yet for, like, say, somebody that hit it with a tree branch or something like that. So as soon as we do, we'll record it. But You know, all this mess up here. You know, if my guys actually just replaced that complete roof on that Solitude, and I can guarantee you there's no droppings whatsoever like that up there, or they'd have me throwing 20 fits a minute. All the moldings are sealed up good, everything's sealed up good. You know, sometimes we'll seal them up pretty thick like that, or sometimes the sealant self-levels and we have to come back and check it. But, you know, that whole molding is not sealed on top, so water's gonna get past all those screws. I don't care what they say. They talk about, you know, they put something underneath of it, unless they've injected it underneath there, like we do, which I doubt they do, that's gonna leak at some point. Maybe not now, but it's gonna leak at some point. There's also, now that I notice, there's another screw up here that looks like it's about ready to break off too. That just caught my eye. So, well, we'll get a hold of the consumer. Hopefully when he comes in, I can go over this with him. They also told him, like, this unit, and I'll see if I can get down, so it's gonna kind of be a pause or whatever when I walk down here. I'm gonna set the phone down. But this unit has no silicone on the body whatsoever. All right, hang on with me while I get down. And I do like their ladder. They got a really nice ladder. It's a square tube steel ladder. Whoa. Okay, let's see if we're still recording. We are. So anyways, they got a really nice ladder, but there's no silicone on anything on this body. And we told the customer, you know, hey, you need a full body reseal as a deflectant. And so they told him they declined it, but there's gaps behind all the compartments, all the doors, all the windows, all the moldings. He actually, one of the complaints was that he had a, oh man, the batteries, must have had a battery problem. It stinks. But one of the complaints was the compartment door back here was leaking water. So we did a couple videos on that, and those will be coming out before this. But again, this is a Brinkley Air 295, and I'm not talking bad on them, but there's no silicones. They say that they inject all this stuff or put some kind of specialized whatever behind it. Well, you know, we do tire damage all the time. So we take this stuff apart, we put it back together. And if I walk around here on this lot, almost any RV has this same S-lock, has same similar skirting. And I can tell you for a fact, if it's not sealed with something to help to deflect the water off there, when this separates, which it will, it's gonna let water get back there and damage it. You know, again, same thing with all these gaps behind the doors. That's huge. I could put a 50-cent piece back there. Same thing down here. Same thing here. That's gonna get in and hit the floor and damage all kinds of stuff or whatever's back there. Do like their box, like their jack they put on. I like their frame. You know, the coach is beautiful, but you know, I'm just concerned about long term. You know, again, if I walk around any unit, Reflection's got it, Momentum's got it, Forest Rivers, the Denali, Outdoors RV, Forest River Cardinal, Keystone Astoria, other Reflection, Solitude, older units, they all have screws through that S-lock. Let's go over here and look at this one, right? So this is just an example. So here's the screws through the same S-lock. See how we siliconed it? It's a little bit dusty because it just got outside, but we resealed this guy's body to prevent water damage, right? So all these are screwed all over throughout the coach. They all have a silicone on there to deflect the water. Same product, same stuff, you know? So just FYI, if you have this and you're watching this, please put some silicone over here, wrap all the compartments. I don't know if, you know, we were talking about it, me and the guys this morning, like maybe when you're resealing them, you know, you make mistakes and stuff and you forget, you'll miss a spot. Like I just came out here and found a spot on here and I had my guys come out and doctor it up. But you miss a spot, or if it separates because of movement or whatever. So we don't know, like, hey, if the factory doesn't have to seal these coaches, that saves them like a good, I don't even know. I mean, this one doesn't have as much stuff as like that one does, but it's got to save them at least a good 4 or 6 hours of work not having to go around and seal that whole body. And so then if it didn't leak and they water tested it or whatever, right? Well, that's great. But once you start driving it and using it, flexing it, and going up and down curves and in and out of driveways and twisting it and moving it in and around campgrounds and walking around in it and leveling it and all that fun stuff, all this stuff's going to start to separate. It's going to start leaking. And so hopefully this unit, we'll get to see it within like the next 3 to 5 years if the owners keep it that long. And then I can look back at this video and go, yeah, I told you so. But, you know, so again, if you're watching this at Brinkley, we love you guys. These coaches are awesome. But I'm just telling you straight up, this is Lodi, California. We don't do that much, I mean, we don't get that much rain, but we do a ton of water damage. Floors, roofs, walls, compartments, I mean, you name it, all the time. And it's Lodi. It doesn't rain that much versus like Washington where it rains constant, right? So there's not a lot of snow here in the valley where we're at, up in the foothills, Tahoe, Reno area, stuff like that. So a lot of the coaches that come in are up there in the snow area as well that come in, because we specialize in doing stuff that nobody else wants to do, like at a dealership. So anyway, stay tuned for more. Hopefully these videos help you. If you haven't joined, we do have a Brinkley RV owners maintenance and repair in the RV shop with Dustin and the guys. We encourage you to join that. So as we find stuff wrong with the coaches, we'll be posting that, sharing that information. We also encourage you, if you have issues with your unit, we encourage you to go ahead and put that stuff on there as well. Lastly, bug screens in the furnace, you know, bug screens on the water heater. I can say I do like how they used rivets instead of screws. They riveted the fender skirts, which is nicer. So hopefully those hold up. But you know, and it's got the new leveling jack system on it from Lippert, which looks nice. Haven't tested out myself. They did do the road armor on there from Lippert, but I don't think they put the thicker shackle links on there. No, they did. And they greased them, but they already look like they need to be greased again and cleaned up. Same thing with the slide out systems, kind of rusted. The frame looks a little bit rusted underneath. So anyways, stay tuned for more and hope you enjoy this, and we will talk to you soon. Thanks so much for watching.